Booker, step back three on the way, and down it goes. On the drive, scooping scores by Kevin Booker. I like that matchup for Bridges. Suns can't get the loose ball rebound. Bridges snap for the Lions. And the shot by Bridges in. Chris Paul puts it on. 4 seconds left. Chris Paul says, right into the house.
Welcome into the Bleav the Suns podcast right here on KSRN. It is your host, Earl Burnett, a.k.a. Casual E, in the house with my man, of course, Flex from Jersey, the man himself, Felix Cruz. What's up, Felix?
What up, E? What's up, E? Ready to get this going, baby.
Yeah, we hanging on to your rafter, dude, man. That's all I can say. I'm hanging on with a thread to your rafter, dog, for sure.
Stay hanging on, brother. I'm not gonna let you go,
anywhere, man. Matter of fact, I'm up on the boat, man. I ain't going.
You on the boat, right? You on the boat.
I started to see some things in this series that make me go, wait a minute, man. I mean, okay, we'll talk about it in a minute, but before we get into that, let's talk about what's going on real quick around the league real fast before we get into the Suns, because we know this is a Phoenix Suns eccentric show, of course. But today we got our first sweep in the playoffs, which was really surprising to me to see the Heat go down like that. I mean, in a sweep, but then the Bucks are so focused, man. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. The Bucks look like I don't even think the Nets could stop them the way they playing right now on defense and how they, moving that ball and getting everybody involved. And that Drew Holiday is no joke. Oh my goodness, that kid is no joke. Also, right now, Philly look like they're going to be heading toward a sweep too. They just throttled the Wizards tonight. Mm-hmm. And the most surprising team that we thought was going to get throttled is actually battling, and that's Ja Morant and the Grizz is in that 1-8 seed spot, and they putting up a fight, man. They lost, but they still were right there in the game the whole time with Donovan Mitchell on the court. So.
They gonna fight. It's 1-1. They got a big game tonight, right? So we'll see how that game goes out. But they back in Memphis, so it's a 1-1 series, man. I think Memphis gonna fight. Milwaukee, bro. Listen, Drew Holiday's the best defensive guard in basketball. I've been saying that forever, man. Guys incredible.
Brothers can play.
They can all play, but
Drew all out.
Drew's a different animal, man, and he gives Milwaukee something that they've been missing a long time. And they had that chip on the shoulder from getting knocked out last year by Miami. They got whooped last year, so I'm not surprised that I'm surprised they swept them, but I'm not surprised they pulled that series out. And everything else is kind of falling where it needs to fall. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I think Portland won today and tied up the series, right?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you right now. E, remember I told you this on Saturday night on May 29th. Clippers are gonna beat Dallas. I don't care if they were down 0-2. They're gonna come back and win that series. Believe me. That Dallas team is the worst defensive team in the playoffs, and I was rooting for Dallas last night. When I saw what I saw last night, I'm like, oh, they're in trouble. Clippers back in this. They'll win game 2, win game 3. They might win the next 4. So
that would sound like the right thing that should happen, because that Clipper team is way far more talented than Dallas is, especially from a defensive standpoint. But there's something about that team up here. Mm-hmm. The mental with that Clipper team is just a little bit shaky right now, man.
Yeah, I agree.
And a lot of that's got to do, of course, because Paul George is up and down. I mean, you can tell when somebody's trying to be a badass out there because somebody else is trying to make them be a badass. And what I mean by that is, you remember that game
against Phoenix?
Yeah, you're right on point.
He was trying to talk. Yeah, he was trying to talk trash the book. Right.
That's not Paul George. He ain't never been like that till he got with Rondo.
Exactly.
And Rondo bust that crap out like, don't pick nobody up. Don't be saying. And then he come to a press conference, didn't want to even say Chris Paul's name.
Exactly. He ain't built like that.
He's trying his best to be a badass, but that's not happening, dude.
That's not who he is. That's not who he is. Yeah, that's not who he is.
Down, man. So I got a feeling that if that does go bad, it's gonna be because of him, man. He's gonna be in that moment again where he has to come up and shine.
I can see that.
He could be a little bit mentally gone, man. And I don't know.
I can see that.
That could happen, but. Let's talk real quick get into our next segment with our Suns, man, my man Tatum dropped 50 in a freaking playoff game, man.
50.
Man.
50, man.
And he dropped that 50 like it was nothing, dude. I was like, whoa. And I don't like comparing players because all players are different. They all got different dynamics. But I think back we had a chance to get that dude. That was Josh Jackson we got. And we had a chance to
you know the story. You know the story
right
behind that, right?
On the freaking board. I mean, Tatum or Jackson. Tatum. And I kept screaming, Tatum. And we took Jackson.
Well, here's the thing. Let's go into that for a second. Do you know the backstory behind that situation, Earl?
I think Sarver or somebody wanted Tatum or somebody who was it?
No, it was that. So this is what happened. So remember, Tatum went first. So we didn't pass on Tatum. He went first.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he went 3, and then we went Josh Jackson 4. We didn't have a choice.
Oh, okay, my bad. I thought
no. I'm gonna tell you something though. Here's the backstory behind this. A week before that pick happened, Jason Tatum was in Phoenix working out with the Suns. And this is factual stuff. This is not speculation. This is take it to the bank. He actually told the Suns he wanted to be drafted by the Suns. He wanted to play with Book.
Man.
And he had a workout with the Boston Celtics and canceled that workout. And the idea was if I cancel the Boston workout, they're not going to take me because I canceled on them and I'm going to land in Phoenix.
Right.
Here's what happened. Coach Krzyzewski got involved and called Jason Tatum and said, that's not the Duke way. You go to your workout in Boston and you go where the cookie crumbles. You play for who drafts you. Convinced him to go work out in Boston. He killed the workout and Boston took him. So
that's typical Phoenix for you. That's what happened to us.
That's exactly what happened. So anybody who's pissed off that Book and Tatum ain't destroying the league, go talk to Mike Krzyzewski. It's his fault.
Aren't they kind of pretty much the same player to a degree, though?
Well, he can play the 3.
To a degree.
Tatum would be the ideal 3 next to Book. So it would be Book at the 2 and Tatum at the 3.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, them two brothers would have. You talk about some splash, bro.
That dude hits shots so consistently. It's amazing. I'm like, this kid has just got everything. I remember you talking on a show one day. You were saying about there's not that many 3-way players besides Book and maybe. And you said maybe Tatum. I said Tatum has to be on that list. This dude can do it all.
Yeah, Tatum's on there, man. Absolutely.
I just wanted to touch on that. Rick, we got
shout out to my brother Vic. He's a big Celtic fan. He was going crazy for my man Tatum. Shout out Slick. Shout out. I love you, Slick.
I hope they continue to put it down. Boston does in the next game because I think that Nets team is fool's gold, man.
They don't play no.
I really do. They keep on. Defense. They keep going to that dang on ISO ball through the whole game, and at some point that's gonna run out, man. That's gonna run out.
Absolutely.
But let me see, man. The Nuggets coach today after the game. Did you hear what he said?
No, what did he say?
And straight called his team soft.
Wow.
We played soft.
Mike Malone don't play. He don't play. Malone don't play.
Said that about his own players. That's like taboo in sports, right? You don't say that.
Not supposed to. But hey, listen.
Light a fire, I think he's trying to light a fire or something because you call him soft. That's ooh.
That's a tough line. That's a tough line to cross, right? But
it's a real tough one to cross.
This is the same guy. This is the same guy that was down 3-1 last year in 2 series, and he was able to motivate that team to come back twice down 3-1. So. I'm gonna go with Mike Malone. Whatever he said, he called him soft, and they win the next 3. It worked. Yeah.
But Jokic and him was like, "What you say?"
Yeah. Joker said, "All right, I'm soft. I'm gonna come back and win this series now." And that's exactly what he wants. So he probably know what he's doing. He probably know what he's doing.
Yep. He came off on him.
I said you soft, and I called you soft. I spelled it. SOF capital T. Soft.
He straight came out. He was blunt with it too, man. He was not holding back, but he gave a good explanation of what that soft meant. So I guess he kind of pulled it back a little bit. But
right.
Anyway, the Lakers are throwing crap out there, trying to confuse us a little bit, try to do some strategy things. Talking about Davis could be questionable for the game. He might not play. Come on, get out of here.
That dude playing.
Hold the crap. We already know you playing. He'll be out there. I mean, one thing about that too, we're going to get into that right now. But let's start our Suns talk because that's enough about what's going on around this league. What's going on with the Suns right now is is the first things first. First things first, you got to drop us the latest of what's going on with CP3, man. You got to drop us the latest.
Hey, man, listen, CP3, Monty came out in the media today and said something that I'm going to confirm. He didn't practice today. He had some testing done. They're just doing multiple tests to make sure, and everything's coming back clean. You know what I'm saying? So the day-to-day thing, I'm going to tell you right now, if I'm a betting man, and again, I don't like to get too much, I got to protect sources and I don't want to get too much into it as far as that. But I will say this. I think it's a very good chance Chris Paul doesn't play tomorrow. It's a very good chance he doesn't play tomorrow. I think there's reason to believe that right now he's, and I don't think it's rocket science, reason to believe that right now he's more of a hindrance to the team than helping us. The Lakers are selling out on defense. They know he can't shoot.
Right.
They're putting too much pressure on Book. So I think Chris Paul, as of right now, if I were a betting man, I'd lean towards he's not going to play tomorrow. But I will say this. I also believe this is Chris Paul. So if he wakes up tomorrow and he's feeling good, I don't think there's anybody in the organization that's going to say he can't play.
Correct.
And so this is the issue right here. Is Chris Paul going to wake up tomorrow and say, hey, I should probably sit because it's better for the team? Or is he going to come out and say, hey, I got pride and I don't got too many more cracks at this. I'm not going to risk sitting a game when I think I can help. Correct. And so we'll see how the cookie crumbles. But as of right now, man, it's a day-to-day thing, brother. And I if I were a betting man, I think Chris Paul sits tomorrow. But we'll see. We'll see what happens, It's all up to Chris.
So with that being said, let's just say, hypothetically speak, this is Chris Paul. Of course, we know his mentality is he's going to be out there if they have to drag him out on a stretcher. And we know that's his mentality. If you're Monty Williams, you have to be the guy. You have to be the coach and the dad, or whatever you want to call it, and call the shot and tell him what's best for the team. Because sometimes a guy like Chris Paul, like you said, he wants to be out there, and he thinks in his mind, as long as he's out there, he's helping the team. But overall, do you think Monty could probably limit his minutes to the point where if he's like when he came out in that game 3, he kind of came out with the good shooting form. He shot the ball. Use that time when he comes out as strong as he is in the latter quarters, like third and fourth quarter, let him come in, not say the whole game and he just comes in the fourth quarter, but kind of play him a little bit enough to save him up into that fourth quarter to have that decision making on the court when they need it. Do you think he can play him like that, or does he just tell him, look, man, Cam's giving us more, and I got to sit you, even if he thinks he could play? Right.
So, I mean, to answer your question, I think that's what they've been trying to do.
Right.
Okay. I think that's what they've been trying to do. Honestly, they've been trying to kind of put him in spurts and see if we can play it that way. But again, I think Chris Paul, the competitor in him, I mean, I heard going into game 3 that he was about 75% going into that game. Mm-hmm. And then, in comparison, I think game 2, he was feeling more like 60%. So you would think 60%, 75%, big difference.
Right.
We saw a difference at the beginning, but then it phased out a little bit. And it's all in the fact that I think he can play in the mid-range, but that's not our problem right now. Our problem is him shooting the deep ball. So to answer your question, I'm sorry to be long-winded, man.
But no, take your time, man, because I want to understand. I want our listeners to understand too that, I mean, not only are you getting information that's your source of your information. I like hearing that because I can you can pretty much put the 2 and 2 together to see what's happening.
Right.
And for those, let's talk to those that came out. The hypocrites, let's call them, the ones who say game 1 and game 2. Oh, Book showed out in the playoffs. He showed out in the playoffs. He's boom, 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 boom. And then when they see his game 3, they're like, what happened to Book? He didn't show up, and he didn't this, and he didn't that. And then when you look at the scope of that whole game, a lot of times Booker's success is because CP3 is out there. Correct. So what do you think is going to happen now? Is CP3 hindering Booker's play?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Emphatically. Right. So the problem is there's people saying, well, the Suns aren't shooting the ball and they're not doing this, and why aren't they making shots? And I will say this, I'm going to throw a stat out there, and this I can't defend. They're 1 for 21 on wide open threes. And the definition of wide open threes is 6 foot distance between a defender. So wide open, no one within 6 feet of you. Jay Crowder, Cam Johnson, and Mikal Bridges are 1 for 21. That's good for 4%.
Garbage.
That's good for 4%. Okay, so now that you can't excuse, but then the other shots that are happening. To answer your question, yes, the problem here is, Earl, is that the spacing is all messed up because of Chris Paul. The Lakers are selling out on Book. I mean, I'm telling you, there's tape behind it. Anyone who doesn't believe, just go back and watch the tape and slow the game down, and you'll see that Book is getting triple teamed. It's a double, a triple. They're shedding 3 people. They're shifting the defense towards them, and they're leaving Chris Paul open. And so, yes, the spacing is messed up, and it's not only affecting Book, it's affecting Cam Johnson, it's affecting Mikal, it's affecting Jay Crowder. So the belief is, if you take Chris out and you go with Cam Payne and you go with Javon Carter, E'Twaun Moore, and you run more of a bubble-like setting, the spacing is going to be better, and they're not going to be able to sell out on Book like they're doing, because Chris Paul is not even thinking about shooting a 3-ball. And the Lakers are saying, we know you're a mid-range killer, but if you're not going to even attempt a 3-pointer, then that means we can push all the traffic out to the 3-point line and dare you to shoot. And so that's what they're doing. And so, yeah, I mean, I think it's time that there's a decision to be made tomorrow morning, brother. And I hope it's the right decision, because if they make the wrong decision, we could be sitting back down 3-1 saying, man, we could have done this. You know, we're playing 4.5 versus 5. And if you talk to real people, it's 8 versus 4.5, because you got 3 refs that are going against you too, right? So
them damn stripes, man, they out there, man. Got something going somehow. Because some of these calls are just so ridiculous. It's like, oh my goodness. And then you got the nerve to come on a dang interview after the game talking about, you can't be that. That can't be in the NBA. Davis talking about Booker.
Yeah, come on, man.
You just kick Crowder in his crouch.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Like, come on, man.
Come on, dude.
What's that? The kettle calling a pat.
That just irks the hell out of me, man. It's not so much it's just the Laker thing. It's just, you can tell that I'm gonna say this, and I know everybody can agree to this. That team don't respect us yet.
No.
They don't respect us yet. I don't think they do. I think you see all that clowning around they were doing in that game, and I mean, while on the court playing, LeBron making shots.
Unprofessional, man. Unprofessional.
All disrespect, man. You got to make these dudes feel you before they fear you, and we ain't making them feel us, man. And so Book was trying to make so let's send a message. Some type of message got to be sent on the court where you stay focused and kill them. And I think that's our 3-point shooting, man. Our 3-point shooting needs to wake the hell up, because, man, can you imagine if Crowder's going, if Cam's going, and Book's going? I mean, all these guys, and Bridges is going like we normally do in a game during the regular season. We're going. That Laker team can't keep up with us. They would not be, because they're only a 2-man game. They're a 2-man army. Everything around them support-wise is garbage, with the exception of Schroeder. And like I told you earlier in the prep, we have a guy that can neutralize Schroeder. Monty has not played him yet. Now, we're going to get into that right now, the rotations of Monty Williams as a coach right now. His rotations right now have been a little suspect, because if you're getting killed by this kid with the spot in his head, running around all day, just killing you in the paint, killing you from the outside, you need to get a dog on that dude. And we got Javon Carter sitting on that bench that can wreak havoc over an offense, and you're not using them. Man.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? It's got to happen, man. Listen, I believe that Monty Williams in this game coming up tomorrow in this game 4. I believe he's got to run with what got you where you are. You're going to win the coach of the year. You're going to win the coach of the year because you played these guys all year and they responded for you, all of them.
Exactly. A good point.
So you know, you gotta reward the guys that rewarded you. Like you just can't disappear on some of these guys. And our strength has been numbers all year. We're the deepest team in basketball. We play a certain way. And I think that shortening the rotation is playing right into the Lakers' hands. So I think, game 2, I want to talk to you about something in game 2. So, that was a winnable basketball game for the Suns. You're talking about with under 3 minutes, you had the ball in your hands to take a lead. You were up 2 with 4.5 to go. It was a winnable basketball game. If I'd have told you, Earl, if I'd have called you up, let's just play make-believe here. Let's say I call you up before game 2, and I'm going to tell you what I'm going to tell you. Just hear me out here, brother, and then I want your answer. So I call you before game 2, and I say, Earl, check this out. CP's going to be bad again. He's basically not going to play, okay? LeBron's going to have 23. Anthony Davis is going to have 34. Dennis Schroeder's going to have 24. Anthony Davis is going to shoot 21 free throws all by himself. The Suns are going to commit 13 turnovers that lead to 21 points in transition and off the turnovers. Book's only going to have 17 shots. Jay Schroeder by himself is going to outscore 3 of our starters: Chris Paul, Mikal Bridges, and Jay Crowder. All that happened. If I called you before game 2 and said, man, all that's going to happen, what's the score of this basketball game?
30-point blowout, Lakers. Easy.
I mean, come on, bro. Easy, right? And guess what? The team had a chance to win that game.
Yeah,
had a chance to win that game. So to your point, you're going to LeBron and AD are going to get theirs. You can't let the role players get 20 plus. Exactly. And our role players got to match the intensity, man. Somebody's got to go out there and play.
Please.
Somebody's got to go out there and play. And I believe they will tomorrow. I believe they will tomorrow, brother.
I do too. I hope so, man. Let me ask you this question, man. Is this, and I've just alluded to it a little bit already with this Laker team. I don't see them being as dominant as they were last year. To me, they don't have the same role players around them. They don't have the same team that made Anthony Davis and LeBron shine more, because all they had to do was play off those two guys and, just get in an open spot. They don't have that open shooter that was knocking down the threes, last year. They're not shooting good last year. They don't have that Rondo who was on that team that was able to orchestrate and help LeBron out and orchestrate things. They don't have that experienced championship big man behind AD like they had.
Danny Green's a big piece,
and Danny Green. Those guys, they don't have all of that. The guys around LeBron and AD are garbage, man. I'm telling you, those dudes, to me, I'm like Wes Matthews and what's that other the bald dude? Caruso killing us for some reason. I don't know. That dude ain't got no. How is that dude killing us? But when you think about it, if you neutralize those dudes and you give LeBron and not give him, but you still let DeAndre do what he's doing, because he's playing phenomenally right now. Let him do his thing and keep battling. He's 2-on-1 because he's playing Drummond and AD. But and neutralize those garbage dudes, man. The ones that's talking all the crap and dancing, and because LeBron's doing. Let me copy LeBron because he's the man leading us. That little chump stuff. Guard them fools hard. Put your dogs in and guard them dudes and take them out the game and watch the difference in this game.
I agree.
I think they just a 2-man team that's just happen to have 2 real good talented dudes that's in control if you can't control them. But hey, man, all that other stuff around them, man. I think, man, we should be, if we shooting the ball right, if Jay Crowder could make a piss in the ocean, we would be a little bit better.
You know what, E? I'm gonna say something that I said with John Bloom. I said before the series started, and I believe this then, and I'm gonna say it again. The Suns are the better basketball team.
Absolutely.
There's no question the Suns are a better basketball team. Now, LeBron and Anthony Davis are LeBron and Anthony Davis.
Of course.
Here's what I'm going to say. You got 40 points is the magic number. Okay? To me, that's the magic number. And I'll break down what I mean by that. You're going to give LeBron 30. You're going to give Anthony Davis 30. That's a given. You give them their 30 each. That's 60 points. I believe you got 40 points to go around with these role players. If you can hold those guys under 40 points, the Phoenix Suns will win every basketball game.
Right.
The problem is that you're giving up 25 to to Dennis Schroeder by himself. That just can't happen. Right. So you got to neutralize those guys, and we got to make shots. And I can't believe that we're going to continue to shoot as atrocious as we're shooting. It just doesn't make sense. I don't even think we need all 3 of them. The three guys the suspects that we're talking about here are Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, and Jay Crowder.
All of the suspects there right now. I mean, at first I started to think Mikal Bridges is getting too tied up in having to lock on LeBron every once in a while and lock up on Schroeder every once. So his mind is on the defensive scale right now. He's not thinking about offense, but he needs to come off of that, man. We need him we need that Mikal that gets in the paint and shoots that mid range and take guys off the dribble. And we need that Mikal that was balling all year long. We need that guy.
So
go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead, brother.
I'm just saying we need that guy to show up with us, of course, with Cam Johnson's 3-pointer and Crowder's 3-pointers, and we need everybody to show up at least, at the same time in one game, a couple of games to put some scare in that team. That's the thing that pisses me off is they're not afraid, man, and we gotta put some fear in them.
I agree. Listen, we know Book's gonna bring it. We know DeAndre Ayton's gonna bring it. I got no reason to believe Cam Payne's not gonna bring it. He showed up the whole series.
Dude is a beast, man. I love.
He's playing his butt off, which is why I think we should just sit CP tomorrow and let Cam Payne run the show. But Mikal is doing a lot on defense, and he only took 5 shots the other day, and that's the problem. My problem with Mikal is not so much that he's not making shots. I don't think he's taking enough. He's not getting involved enough. And I think that's the Chris Paul factor too. I think Chris Paul being in the game, there's a lot of ball watching. There's a lot of, is CP okay? Are we, there's just too much questioning, and
they lost their focus. They lost their focus. I mean,
it's clogging everyone else up.
Because if you were really focused, you would know there's times when Chris Paul comes out of a damn game. He's not going to be on the court the whole 48 minutes. So when he's out of the game, those guys that come in off the bench usually ball out and still do the same thing and usually keep up the scoring.
Correct.
Their whole focus is off, and it's got a lot to do with Chris not being healthy. And that's unfortunate right now, because if you look at this whole situation, you look at the Lakers, and everybody's been saying they're not a real 7th seed because they had injuries. So now can you turn around and say because of their injuries, they're not a real 7th seed? Are we not a real 2 seed because of Chris Paul?
Oh no, same argument. I mean, same argument.
It's the same argument. So it's like, so they're looking at us like they're not a real 2 seed because of him. He's injured. So and the guys are buying into that.
Right. I feel like the mentality.
You're the same guy without Chris Paul, of course, but you're the same guy that was around him when he was on the court. Do those same things.
Yeah.
Do those same things, man.
I think psychologically you nailed it. Psychologically. The shit is completely shifted. I feel like the Lakers right now feel like they're a legit 2 seed, and the Suns without Chris Paul are the 7 seed.
Exactly.
And we gotta snap out of that, man. But I think they will, man. I think we're gonna go back to a more traditional lineup. I think we're gonna hit some shots tomorrow. I gotta believe the averages are gonna start to balance out. And another thing I'll say, listen, they're giving Chris Paul hell. They're not taking it easy on him because he got a bad shoulder. They're throwing everything they can at him, right? Well, guess what? Anthony Davis got a bum knee right now. He got a sprained left knee.
At least they want us to think so, at least.
Well, no, I think he does. I mean, here's the thing. He's gonna play. He's not gonna. He's gonna play. But I saw the play where it happened when he tried to chase down block on Book and he landed funny. You could kind of see he did kind of hyperextend the knee a little bit. I'm saying, man, listen, give them a taste of their own medicine, man. How about we just attack Anthony Davis on defense? Make him move. Go at him. Get under his legs on his jump shots. Not under his legs to hurt him. I mean, just get under him and make him feel that they're there. You know what I mean? So
and we gotta also we have to, like we just said earlier, we have to shoot the ball better to open up Book's third part of his game. Book's game, if you shut him, if you take away his ability to have options, then that neutralizes him, and he's going to force up shots because he feel like he has to make shots. But if he's got that 3 going with his teammates firing all over the place, he becomes more dangerous. He becomes more dangerous and starts to get in that paint, draw fouls, and do the things that Book normally does. So, man, we got to get back to playing Phoenix Sun basketball that we played all year long.
Phoenix Suns basketball, man. Book's gonna have to. They're selling out on Book. Book's gonna come out tomorrow, and Monty said it in the media, and I believe it's gonna be the case. Book's gonna start. He's got to take the first open shot. he's trying to play the right role. He's trying to play the 0.5. He's trying to get everybody involved. He's trying to make the extra pass.
No time for that now. Everybody,
you know what?
To follow right now. It's like somebody take the lead now. It's like we scared to take the lead. I'm not saying they are scared. It just kind of seems like, what are y'all afraid of? It's like you're the same player you were, a month ago. Just get focused and play the damn game. So what do you think Monty's starting lineup is going to be tomorrow? I mean, minus CP. We know it's going to be campaign, but does he make any other changes other like the Crowder thing? He's not doing much on the offensive end, and the defensive end, he's not really helping that much either. I mean, but who do you put in there besides? We don't have. I would play Torrey Craig.
Yeah. I think the lineup is going to be the same. If Chris doesn't start, it'll be campaign and the exact lineup. But I think you're going to see a little bit more Torrey Craig. I think you're going to see a little bit more of Dario Saric.
Right. Wait. Back up. Saric? We finna see that?
Yeah. I think
enough of that.
No, I think we're gonna see Dario a little bit because here's the thing. Here's the thing. Earl.
I got to be on the opposite. I think I've had enough of Dario, man. Dario's a head case. I mean, to the point to where my man Sean said this, and I laughed at him when he said it. Way back after the bubble stuff, and I was like, Dario's the man because of the bubble and all that stuff he was doing. I said, we need to sign him again. He was like, look, wait till the stadiums get filled up. Dario's gonna disappear, and he was right on point. And I don't know if that's got anything to do with any damn thing, but man, it sure feels like it. Why is he disappearing now? Because there's a crowd in the dang on stadiums now, and people heckling him and saying this, and now it's in his head, and I was like, come on, man, I've had enough.
You know what? Listen, I'm not the biggest Dario Saric fan. I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm a big Dario Saric fan, but I will say this, man. We won 51 games, and he was a big part of that basketball team. He did do things during the season that was productive. And so the idea that you pull the plug when things get tough is why we're in the spot we're in. You know what I mean? Like you got to let these guys listen. Dario Saric has been very bad, but he's not the only one. If you're going to pull Dario for being bad, why haven't we pulled Jay Crowder, Mikal Bridges, and Cam Johnson?
That's true.
You know what I mean? So you gotta let these guys play out of what their basketball.
Let me answer that question for you. You just said you don't pull that guy as opposed to Dario or whatever. Okay, there is a difference though, in my opinion, because. When you think about it, Dario's skills haven't gone anywhere. He's the same player. What's changed? It's mentally. He's mentally weak. That's he's mentally weak, and so a Crowder could be missing shots, but he's still taking them damn shots. But Dario is mentally weak. When something goes bad, you see him, he drops like, and he's beating on the stats and like, it's like you can see it's in his head. He's mentally weak. So you got to get that guy out. He's not playoff material. You got to get him off the court.
I mean, listen, I think if Dario, he's not hitting shots and he's not helping the team right now. That's
it's making him go further and further in the mental hole.
Right.
He's going further and further in the hole.
I mean, this is the same guy. This is the same. I mean, this is the same guy that was one of our better players in the bubble last year.
He was a catalyst in the bubble. As a matter of fact, he was our paid dude in the bubble.
I mean, I remember. This is the thing. I'm looking at the comment stuff, and I remember last year going in the bubble. I remember before the bubble, there were people saying, "Man, Dario's never going to play another game for us. Don't resign him. That guy's trash. He's garbage." And then all of a sudden, he played well in the bubble. We went 8-0, and he got rewarded with a contract. And I heard people saying, "Oh, let's get Dario back. Dario." Again, I'm not defending Dario. I'm saying that there is an opportunity for Dario to come in and help in this type of game. I think if Dario hits a couple shots, it opens things up. He hasn't hit shots. But if Dario comes out and hits 2 or 3 threes like he does, I think it changes the whole dynamic because he's a glue guy. He's a connector. He'll get the ball. His IQ he's one of the higher IQ guys on the court. Now, he hasn't been playing well, but I'm not going to completely dismiss Dario. I think there's an opportunity for Dario to help this team. Exactly how it's going to play out, I don't know. And if they didn't play him a minute tomorrow, I'm not going to be here saying, "Oh, we should have played Dario." That's not what I'm saying. I want to make it clear to the people in the comments. I'm not the biggest Dario Saric fan, but I'm saying understand what got you here. This is a team. This is a team.
Especially they talk about having to go back to bubble play now because hey, they got to get that mentality back. It's time to go back to bubble. It's time to go back to the Phoenix Suns in the bubble time, and he was part of that. But I think he's playing frustrated too. So he's coming in there just being a wrecking ball, hacking all over the place. And that's not going to get you out of the slump. You got to go ahead and just play the ball you were playing when you were successful. And that was just playing within the rotation, playing within the scheme of the team, and being a presence, some form of presence in the paint.
Right. No, I mean, listen, Dario's a finesse guy. We know that. He's not he's not the banger. He's not. Hey, listen, how did Dario play game one? I'm hearing the comments here. When we won game one, did Dario play? I want to hear some people in the comments. I'm talking to a couple people in the comments here. When we played game one, did Dario play? Dario played game one, and we won that game, right? So no one was screaming sit Dario after game one. But now, so I'm just saying, man, let's be honest here. No one's saying Dario took us to where we are. But to say that Dario wasn't a part of this basketball team for 51 games, now that's not fair. Dario played for this basketball team, and there were plenty of games where Dario played really well.
That's what my point is, that we need that Dario back.
Right.
That's what everybody's trying to say. We need that Dario to show up on the court. That's the one we want to come back. So that's what I'm saying. So I don't want to make this a Dario thing. Yeah,
this is a team thing. Like, Jay Crowder's got to hit shots. Mikhail's got to hit shots. Cam has to hit shots.
It helps
everybody. It's contagious. If Dario came out tomorrow and hit a quick three, you see how quick the momentum will shift, and it becomes contagious.
Right.
Like, basketball is a game of runs. Basketball is about continuity. Basketball is about confidence. And sometimes you'll get that from somewhere, again, I'm going to say, I said this about Torrey Craig. I said this before the season ended. Torrey Craig is going to win us a playoff game. That may be tomorrow. May be tomorrow. And you know what? Dario Saric is getting killed right now. So help me God, if Dario Saric has a decent game tomorrow, there's going to be a lot of people I'm going to be talking to. I'm just saying. I coached a game of basketball, man, and I just don't believe in giving up on guys, man.
I hear you, man, and I'm right there with you, and I'm hoping the same thing. But I'm telling you, as much as I know, that big time games, like playoff games, you played in playoff games, let's say high school games and league games. You played in playoff games in high school, whatever. Those are different monsters. Those are games where you have to be mentally strong in yourself. You can't have somebody that you have to get some confidence from every single time. You can't wait for somebody to lift you up and pump you up. You got to have that in you on yourself. If you don't, you're mentally weak and you're hurting that team. You need to sit down.
Right. And I agree.
I personally think he is in his own head, and people, all the talk and all that is putting him down. He thinks he's failing the team, and so he's down on himself right now. Right. That's a mentally weak thought.
Right. So let me ask you this.
You can't have that. You got to be strong mentally, man. You got to be strong.
This is fun. I'm loving this. And I love everybody in the comment stuff. These are all my
keep them coming.
These are all my guys, man. These are all my guys. That right? Oh no, yeah. I mean, I'm reading the comments right now, and I'm loving it. These are my guys, man. Like, this is all love and respect. We're just talking ball. Like, there's nothing personal, But I'm gonna say this, like you just said, like, okay. Dario's weak and he's soft. He's showing that, right?
Now, I'm not saying he's weak. I'm saying weak-minded.
Weak-minded, right.
Nothing's changed about his game. If he gets out of his head, he'll play the same Dario ball.
Exactly. So
out of his own head.
The counter argument is this. Okay, so is Jay Crowder weak-minded? Jay Crowder hasn't hit a shot in 5.5 months.
I wouldn't call him weak-minded because he's still taking them, and he's taking them with confidence. Like he taking them like he's still gonna hit them.
Right. I feel that. Yeah, I'm just saying, you know what? This is what I'm saying. I'm saying if I'm coach, I'm gonna be honest, and I'm not the coach of the team. I'm not the coach of the team. I'm not gonna act like I'm the coach of the team. I'm not gonna act as if I'm even capable of coaching this team. But here's what I will say. I truly believe that us shortening our rotation is playing right into the Lakers' hand.
I agree.
Okay. So I think that the answer here is tomorrow's game. We got to go into tomorrow's game, and we have to try to at least play Phoenix Suns basketball. The basketball that we played for 72 games. We owe it to ourselves to at least try that. At least try that. And that means not playing a short rotation. That means putting Javon Carter in for 5 minutes or 6 minutes and giving him a chance to lock up Dennis Schroeder. Absolutely. That means letting Dario play through some mistakes and maybe he hits a couple threes. That means letting Torrey Craig play a little bit more instead of Jay Crowder. Like the other night, Torrey was playing really well. I don't think Torrey should have came out the game. They brought Jay right back in.
Yeah.
And
that also means playing Langston Galloway every once in a while too to get some threes going down. I mean, I can knock him down with his eyes closed.
I think if we play 10, 11 men tomorrow, we're going to win this basketball game. I think it becomes contagious. I think this team has great continuity. They got great chemistry. They love each other. And I think they're just all in a funk right now. And I think shortening the rotation is not what you do. I think what you do is you get more numbers. We play strength in numbers. We get some guys out there. And if we can get a little bit out of some of these guys, I think it'll be contagious and it'll change the flow of the game. Throw more bodies at the Lakers. Torrey Craig is our second best rebounder for my money. That guy's a very good, underrated.
And he knocked down that three at a pretty good clip too.
Correct.
I haven't seen him miss that many. He's pretty on point with that 3-point shot too. So, and he gives you that hustle 50-50 ball play that we have not been getting.
Correct.
Campaign's been giving us that when he, but I'm talking about that 50-50 play that makes the difference coming down the stretch. Torrey Craig gives us that. Crowder gives you that too. Crowder gives you that too, but can you play them both together now that our rotation has kind of went south, taking Sarge out and Frank's not playing? So somebody's got to fill that spot. So play both Crowder and Craig at the same time.
You could. I mean, listen, I'm down.
Who wants to be out there, man?
I'm down. Exactly. At this point,
want to feel it and want to take the Lakers' best shot and go out there and play with that person, man.
My man Darth Voider said Torrey Craig is greater than Dario Saric. Hey, John, I'm not arguing that, brother. We know that. I mean, I'm not saying Dario. I get it. Dario is not. I get what he's saying, man. I see what my man's saying here, but I'm just saying. Remember, listen, it's May 29th. It's 6:42 Arizona time. If Dario Saric comes out and gets 10 points and 6 rebounds tomorrow and the Phoenix Suns win, there's going to be some interesting conversation between me and some of these guys in the chats here, man, because, again, I just feel like we got to change something up. Right. And I feel like there's an opportunity for us to throw some more bodies out there tomorrow. And that old saying, right? Throw some stuff on the wall, see what sticks.
Exactly, man. I said this before the series started that I thought that for the Suns to win this series, they had to not be trailing in this series. Remember that?
Yeah, you did say that.
Now that they're trailing, they have to get back even. Because that game 5, if they can get back even and get it 2-2, you're right where you're supposed to be at. You're right where you're supposed to be at.
Hey, Earl, everybody in the chat, we're winning tomorrow, bro. We're going to win this game tomorrow. I'm telling you, there's something about this basketball team. I'm not giving up. I believe in the depth of this team. I believe we are the deepest team in basketball. I believe that's been our strength all year. And I believe it's suicidal. It's basketball suicide to go against what has gotten you here. Right. Do not give up on your guys too early. And let's play the game the way we played all year.
You got to stay focused and believe that you were the best road damn team in the league as well. You can beat that team on the road just as anywhere. You can beat them anywhere.
Absolutely.
They're a good road team. They play pretty damn good. So I think if they can get out there and get this one and get it back to even, now you're talking about a 3-game series with 2 games being at home. I mean, come on. You can't get no better. So
exactly.
It's a must win. Yes, it's a must win. I want to see this be and this can happen. You saying they're going to win? I think they can win big tomorrow.
I think they can too. If we play Phoenix Suns basketball, we'll win big tomorrow.
If the 3-point shooters show up in this game, the Lakers cannot keep up with us. If we're gunning all and the threes are dropping and they can set their defense after those threes are going down, we're not able to set our defense because we building brick houses and they running down the court, killing us in transition. If we can set our defense, knock down some shots, force them to play their little inside crap, okay, they're gonna make some inside stuff in the paint. So what?
Right.
Role players around LeBron and AD are not going, and they are not going. We just don't want to see them start dropping no buckets. Everyone, you don't want to see them dudes start hitting threes. Now we're in trouble. But if you got them on lockdown right now, keep them on lock and start knocking down some damn shots. And I'm telling you, this could be a double-digit win tomorrow, easily.
I'm gonna call it. I said this to a very good friend of mine, close to the team. I said we're gonna win tomorrow, 104-96. We're gonna come out tomorrow. We're gonna win 104-96, and we're gonna go back to the Valley and win Game 5. And we'll be back on Thursday to wrap this up in LA. That's what I'm saying. That's what I think's gonna happen. Call me a homer. Say Flex, you crazy. Flex is taking some crazy pills. Hey, say whatever you want, man.
Here's a good comment here that's probably gonna be key to this game.
Put it out there, baby. Put it out there.
Here. Oops, wrong one. My bad.
Hey, I like that one too. Darth Vader, that's my boy. Suns and Six. Go.
If KCP is not playing, that's big for Book. Dude has been in the shorts. Been in his shorts all series.
KCP I don't know about that.
Not Book is stand up to the challenge, but KCP not being there, is that really a big of a difference? He hasn't been much of a difference offensively, but defensively, yes. He has been a good defensive guy for the Lakers.
People I've spoken to, I got reason to believe that Anthony Davis is going to play.
Yeah, of course.
KCP is really questionable. Okay. He's got a knee/thigh contusion that's acting up. And the reason why he probably won't play is because they understand that Devin Armani Booker will absolutely destroy him if he's not
out there, not 100%. Yeah,
and then to talk to my boy Darth Vader, I'm going to push back on that a little bit. I'm going to say it's hard to give KCP credit for being in Book shorts when he's got two other guys helping him. Okay?
Good.
I'm just saying, man. If you're gonna clamp a dude, listen, Tony Allen used to be in Kobe shorts, right? Kobe wrote a book.
Ruben Patterson.
Tony Allen, Ron Artest, Meta World Peace. He used to be in people's shorts. Gary Payton. I don't know about KCP being in Book shorts. I think KCP is one of many that are trying to attack Devin Booker. I mean, I could send out a picture that went pretty. I got a text from one of my boys last night, and there's a picture of Book getting triple teamed, like clear as day. Like they're just sitting there waiting at half court with three guys on Book. So I can't give any one player. I don't think there's a player on planet Earth 1-on-1 that could D Devin Booker, except maybe my man Drew Holiday. He's probably the best 1-on-1 defender in the league. But other than that, I don't think there's one man on planet Earth that could D Devin Booker 1-on-1. So I think KCP not being there is going to be big. I think I think we need to attack Anthony Davis too, man. I'm telling you, that guy's gimpy, man. Go right at him and stop playing Dario Saric when LeBron's in the game. Like, how about we play Dario when LeBron's out? Because when the problem with Dario is LeBron, when he matches up with LeBron kills him.
Right.
And so you're setting him up for failure if you play him when LeBron's in the game. But when LeBron takes a break, you throw Dario in there. I don't know there's too many Lakers out there that's going to be. So, again, I'm gonna stay away from the Dario thing. Let's see how this plays out. He may not play at all tomorrow, but if he does.
Here's another key point to a win tomorrow for the Suns. We already know we're outmanned when it comes to them having those three refs on their team, too. So we got to come focused, even knowing how to ignore that too, because that's been an issue. That's been a really big. Did you see LeBron pretty much run Saric right over, and they said it was a blocking foul in that game?
Yeah, I mean LeBron. It's the LBA though. It's the LBA, right? It's not the NBA. It's the LBA,
break, man. But let's talk before we get out of here. We know every show we always do our DA breakdown, and I have to be the man. Be man enough, I should say, and come out and just say, look, man, I take back what I was saying. This 22-year-old kid has grown up a little bit more. he has come out of his own a little bit. He's still got some little issues but every player is going to have to. You're not going to play a perfect game. He's playing against the damn champions, but he's playing 2 against 1. I mean, you got AD, then you got Drummond, you got he is holding his own, man. This kid is. You know what I really love about him? He is engaged and ready to fight.
Yeah,
and it's like, man,
I love DA
behind
right?
the big fella so we can start balling now. Damn.
I love I love DA, bro.
Yeah,
and let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something that I think is important that I want to say. There's people that say Devin Booker's game is tailor-made for the playoffs, and that's facts. Booker's a playoff. This kid was tailor-made for the playoffs. I'm gonna say the same thing. The people that were killing on DeAndre Ayton during the regular season, I said this on previous pods. He's raising his hand. I said this before. Man. I really believe that DeAndre Ayton's game is much like Book's, is tailor-made for the playoffs because
you did say
you
that.
You cannot deny the fact that like in the regular season, you could look at the box score and say, man, DA got 4 shots, and just brush that off. Not in the playoffs, man. Not when it's 100-95, not when the possession shrink, right? So DeAndre, and I'm proud of him, man. He's a 22-year-old, he's still getting better. But I think he answered a lot of questions, and I think the people that were questioning who you're gonna pay, Mikal or Ayton first, and blah blah. I think that got answered pretty easy within 3 games.
I do too.
You better secure that 22-year-old stud because DeAndre Ayton. Let me say one more thing. Let me say one more thing.
Go ahead, man.
I did a show with your boys. I did a show with Ed Smith and Javon Adams. Right? You set up that show, and we talked on what's it?
You mean JB? You mean JB?
Ed Smith and Javon Adams, the Easy Sports Talk show. Right?
Yeah.
I jumped on as a guest with them, and they asked me a question before the playoffs. They said, "Yo, who would you rather lose, Chris
I remember
Paul
that.
or Devin Booker?" Right. And I'm gonna tell you something. You see how we are without Chris Paul. It's obviously a factor, right?
Right.
But the bigger question is, could we even be in this series if we lost DeAndre?
Ooh, the hell no.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. I'm saying. Like, that's where you show your value.
Right.
Without DeAndre in the series, we'd be French toast. So that tells me how valuable he is.
I think we need to flip things a little bit and ride him a little bit more because you see what he gets most of his points on the hustle end where he's getting offensive rebounds and putbacks. You know what I'm saying? That's how he's scoring. He's scoring on offensive rebounds and putbacks, but it's time. And he gets a couple of those Chris Paul, every once in a while, everybody does the pick and roll. He gets a lob every once in a while. But it's time to go old school with DA, man, and let him get on that block and throw him the damn ball and let him go. Because the Lakers are scoring in the paint left and right. It's time. Let's feed DA a few times. Let him battle back. He's got that turnaround mid-range all day long. He can battle in that paint with Drummond and kill him all day off the dribble, whatever he wants to do in the paint. It's time to at least give some time in a game where we're not letting him only score just on putbacks and lobs. Let him get that ball on the block and let him go. Yeah, I think he's ready for that, man. I think he can hold down a few quarters for us scoring-wise. When the scoring gets tough, like we can't shoot, we can't make a shot. Give him the damn ball. Let him go to work.
Let's get DA some work.
Yeah, I mean,
this
is
the time you do it. Listen, I'm expecting a fun game tomorrow. Planet Orange, get off the ledge. We worked hard all year for this opportunity. You win this game, it's 2-2, and then it's a 2 out of 3 with 2 games in Phoenix, man. So everything we want is right in front of us. I don't want to sound corny, but I'm gonna pull out of Monty. Everything we want is on the other side of hard, man. And this is hard. It's not going to be easy beating LeBron James. They call him the king for a reason. We got to go into the belly of the beast, man up, put the big boy pants on, make some shots. And if we do that and play Phoenix Suns basketball, trust the rotation, trust the team, strengthen numbers, we'll pull out of LA 2-2. And then I might be trying to figure out a flight to Phoenix for game 5, man. I had to figure that one out.
Yeah, okay. We'll be waiting for you. But I'm going to tell you like this. If I'm talking to the Suns, go out fighting, man. Don't go down like this. Don't go down getting chumped out. You win the first game and getting swept the next 4. Don't go out like that. You got to show some damn pride and make them dudes respect you, period. I mean, you're the number 2 damn seed for a reason. You earned it. Show it. Go play like the number 2 damn seed. Straight up.
I'm riding with Mini Mamba tomorrow, boy. Devin Booker. Devin Booker's going to have an incredible game. He's going to have a Jason Tatum moment tomorrow in LA. Be legendary. Go get 30 shots. Listen, if Devin Booker takes 30 shots and we lose the game, I'm cool with that. I want to go down shooting my best shots. I don't want to go down 3-1 coming back to Phoenix saying, hey, we lost because, Jay Crowder went 1 for 11. Nah, that ain't it, man. That ain't it.
Good point, Brian. Attendance tomorrow. Oh, that's going to be off the chain. I think it's full capacity, right? Or is it just another 16,000 they just allowed in there?
I don't know.
Capacity, right?
I don't know. I didn't hear that they full capacity. I didn't hear that.
They allow some more, more in, more than the 11,000 they added last time. So I think it's 16 something like right now.
That's cool. I thought it was.
It's gonna be pretty big.
I thought it was only 7,500 last game, honestly. I'm not an expert there. Okay. I thought it was 7,500 last game.
But I do know that they added more people to be allowed to come into the building. And it's going to be more people there than the first 2 games.
I like it. So I like that. That just means more pissed off Laker fans. That's all that means. More pissed off Laker fans on the ride home on the 205, whatever it is. Okay. More pissed off Laker fans, baby.
All right. If
I got
in Phoenix, bring the noise, man.
I got a confirmation from somebody that was at the game in LA. Just texted me and told me it was 7,500 in the arena.
7,500. So I think
so I believe if it's gonna be a little bit more than that, it's fine. I know for sure Devin Booker likes packed houses, so pack it. Bring me 20,000 so Book and Drop had that legendary moment and send them all home pissed off.
Yeah,
we gonna handle our business tomorrow,
man. We waiting on that one, and and of course the percentages. That's another reason why they got to win tomorrow, because the percentage of winning Game 5, the percentages of winning that series are very, very high. So you have to win these next 2 games and stay ahead of that series and get that team, because I just can't stand that team. But I'm hoping the Clippers can drop and be out, and all of LA can just go on somewhere and hide somewhere. But we already know how that's gonna go.
Right.
But man, it's been another show, man, and we can only talk so much about our Suns, man, and we hope tomorrow, like you're guaranteeing a Charles Barkley guarantee. A flex guarantee.
I'm not. Listen, I don't want to go so far as say I'm just saying this is my feeling. I don't know if I'm gonna say guarantee.
You got that right, man. You a Suns fan.
I'm say guarantee, bro. But I'm gonna say my gut feeling is 104-96, 8-point win. We're gonna win, and then we're gonna come back and win Game 5, and it'll be a hell of a Game 6 on Thursday.
I think our start is critical. A start is critical.
And the third quarter, too. We got to come out in the third quarter and stop BS.
Start in the third quarter are critical. And, that's been our issue. So,
hey, shout out to everybody in the comments today.
Oh, yeah,
man. This is good, man. I like this, man.
Commenting. It's been awesome.
Hey, John, you want to Paul Westphal? He said he wants to Paul. Put that up real quick, man. Pull the Paul Westphal. He put it in the comments. My man Darth Voider, man. He said pull a Paul Westphal. So
pull a Paul Westphal.
Yeah. So I'm for the people that don't know, Paul Westphal said, let's end it on this with some good Joe Juju, man. Paul Westphal said, "Yo, I know y'all think the series is over." He said, "Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to LA on Tuesday. We're gonna win that one. Next game is Thursday. We'll win that one. Then we'll come back on Sunday and win again. And everybody will say what a great series it was. Rest in peace, my boy Westy, baby.
Yeah, Westy.
Let's go.
Yeah. And we should take that into the Phoenix Sun locker room, man. That'd be some hype, get hype games before the game music for you. Shoot, that'd be tight. Or
Let's do it, baby. Let's do it, baby. Suns, baby. Suns tomorrow. Let's pull it out, baby. Planet Orange. Man up. Let's go.
Thank you for joining us. This is another show of the Bleav the Suns podcast right here on KSRN from Earl Burnett, my man Flex from Jersey. We'll see y'all next time. Peace out.
Peace out, Planet Orange.
The emphatic follow down and goes for 8. Big guy. Don't worry about it. Bridges picks the pocket. When they thunder. under his left hand. Booker races to the rack. Scoops and forward. From far away. Booker drills it. Think about it.
Oh, no, he didn't. Finish. Chris Paul, that's not right. CP3, stop it.
CP3, stop it.